Hi everyone, welcome. I am part of Rachel's Wellness virtual assistant team, and I am going to show you how to set up an opt-in freebie using MailChimp with a WordPress website. But it is very similar with what I show you. You will be able to use on a Wix site, on a Weebly site, on an IIN site. It's all the same. So let me show you how to do this. So you log into MailChimp, go to MailChimp.com, log in, and you want to make sure that you, up at the top, click Lists. You'll want to create a list for your freebie offer. So let's call this Spring Detox or Spring Mini Detox. You'll put in your from email, your name. Just remind them that they opted in, on your website. You'll want to edit your address if you're not comfortable with having a P.O. box, or sometimes you could put private street address, you can put a cross street, whatever you feel most comfortable with. I always click daily summary so that I can get a daily summary and keep up to date without getting flooded with 20 signups with 20 emails. This is my list. So now I'm just going to go to sign up forms, general form. I'm going to add a image here just to personalize this a little bit. I always edit usually to a 650 width. It just seems to fit really nicely in the form. And just here I'm just going to add a simple message like sign up below to grab your free mini detox guide. And then you would just insert a picture of it if you want to. You can add that by here, choosing a photo here of, what your guide looks like. I'll use an old one that I have. I'll make it really small just so that it looks better. And then you could just, put your signature. And save and close so that this is what they will see. And then they'll sign up below. So now what you want to do is you can actually take this link and you can copy and paste this anywhere you want to into your Facebook to advertise. You could share here, Twitter, get a QR code if you want. What you'll want to do is set up a final welcome email. So you want to send a final welcome email. Always change this so that it's not just subscription confirmed. You can change this to welcome. Here is your free guide. And then here is where you will edit this portion. And this is where you would put, thank you so much. Click here to download. And then you would highlight this and hyperlink it to your Dropbox or a direct file if you wanted to upload it. And you would just save and close. And this is the email that they would get usually within maybe sometimes it can take up to 5 minutes. So if you're testing it out yourself, which I highly suggest you always do when you create a list, give it about 5 minutes. And then what you'll want to do is go back to sign up forms now that everything is set up. So now your list is created in less than 5 minutes. You can personalize your sign up form if you're going to be sharing it everywhere. You can have your final welcome email set up with the opt-in freebie linked, all within 5 minutes. Then what you're going to do is grab this code to embed this form into your website. Usually people do this in a sidebar. So what I suggest doing is doing the super slim version. And I usually set up the form with, let's just use a 300. It just makes it smaller and usually fits better in a sidebar. So here you could put, sign up for my free detox, free mini detox, whatever you want to use. Then you take this code, you right click and you copy. Now this is my WordPress website. So now I'm going to log in. Now here's the thing. The code that we just grabbed is an HTML code. So if you are using IIN in your sidebar, in that HTML area, this would be the same thing. So let's go to, for me, it would be underneath widgets. So you would go to appearance and then go to widgets. But for you, it would just be your website platform if this is IIN, or if this is Weebly, or if this is Wix. That's how you would view. However you view your primary sidebar. So for me, I actually want to take a text box, and I would just drag this over, and I would insert the code here. And I would just put, you know, Spring Detox Mini Free Guide, or something along those lines, whatever you want it to say. You can also insert an HTML code up here to show the example of like the little mini ebook if you wanted to insert. So that code is usually IMG space SRC equals, with quotations, you would insert your photo link here. So you have to store the photo. There are many online websites that you can just upload and store a photo so that it would directly link. You always want to, how you do that is make sure that it's always the .jpeg link, and then you'll be fine. And then another quotation mark, and then that right there. Actually, being that we're here, let me double check this code really quick for you just to make sure that it's exactly right. Yeah. So, well, this is a little too, this is a little crazy because now you're getting into height and everything else. So let's just see really fast if there's an easier one that we can just grab. I just want to make sure it's 100%. Here we go. This is it actually right here. Okay, so this is what we're going to use right here. So right here where it says this, that's what we'll take out. You could do .gif or .jpeg, whatever it is, so that your preview image would show up there. And then you just save that little area on your sidebar for whatever website that you're using. I'm going to drag this up here just so that I could show you what it looks like. Now that's actually already on my website. So we're going to go over here and just open this up so that you can preview it. And then when we go here, you see Spring Detox Mini Free Guide. There's an option to enter this in, subscribe button here, and the photo here. When you have other things here like HTML, sometimes it can mess it up, so sometimes it's actually better for it to be on the top. And it also depends on the size of the image and all of that. So just make sure you're doing everything good, and if something feels like it's not right or it's messing up, take out the image and you could put that in separately. So that is actually just how you set up a free opt-in offer, and then that's automatically there. And then you can share those links and, you know, link people back. You can also add a page for your freebie if that's something else that you wanted to do. Sometimes when you go to people's websites, up at the top you see freebies, and that's just an actual page that you would just add. So add a new page, whether you're on an IIN website, a Weebly website, a Wix website, a WordPress website. Just simply add a page, insert that same exact form. If you're doing a page, you may want to have a bigger form. So this is the form that you would use. Regardless, this is what you will want to grab the code for. And they already have that. Also, being that they have the final welcome email, sometimes I always take an automation email, and I just make sure that all of that same information is automatically going to be sent to them as well, because sometimes there are issues with the final welcome email and sometimes people do not see it. So you just want to make sure that you also set up an automation email to all of those people who are signing up for your opt-in freebie. Always trigger the workflow, always send first immediately to all subscribers, always send as soon as possible. Simply add the email, always choose immediately so it's not one day after the trigger. Design the email. You could just simply, you know, welcome free guide for the email subject. Then you take your template that you've already done, just so it's really easy. And then you would just insert, you know, click here to download your guide. You can actually drag a button over it, and you can use that, you know, a button here if you wanted to, like click here to download your guide. You know, I'm just showing you really quickly, but when you actually take the time, you can make these look really nice. And then you would hit your Dropbox link here. You can change the style. You can change the background color, you know, whatever you want to do. And then you would just hit finish and always make sure that you start the workflow. And that is how you set up an opt-in freebie.